Anyway,
All right.
so here we are. And today I was thinking we would do some studying because I don't want to lose my mind by playing a chess game in my current state. Um, so we're gonna do guess the move. And for anyone who has not done guess the move, it's a game that makes Luís smile really hard. Basically, the way it works is you pick a classic game.
Yep.
Usually you'll do this from a book, but I know that you kids don't know how to read anymore, so you could just get it from the internet somewhere. But the idea is you want to have some way of covering up the moves. So what I've done is I've put it into a light chess study, and we're not going to be able to see it because when I go into the window, it's all covered up by a menu. So that's very convenient for hiding everything. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play the first 10 moves, and we're just going to see what they are because it's hard to guess the first 10 moves of any person's game, even your own game. And after that, I mean, especially for me,
That's right.
I can't remember my prep, even the first 10 moves. I reach move 6, and I'm like,
Plus,
not sure.
I believe this is a pretty old game, so
Yeah, this is one of the oldest games
whatever theory it
for
is,
Capablanca.
is not relevant.
Yeah, it might not even be topical, so that's another good point. So we don't even necessarily want to emulate the first 10 moves of a Grandmaster game from 1910. Um, anyway, actually, a note: Grandmasters didn't exist in 1910, but
Yeah.
he was almost a world champion. He was getting very strong. This first game that we're going to see is one of his games against the Cuban champion of that year when he was like 13 or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't take him seriously, and they lived to regret it. Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's get started. So we're gonna see the first 10 moves. I'm not gonna write them down just to save time. You guys are watching, so we got Dutch,
You got a Dutch.
yeah,
Mm.
and
Staunton,
immediately E4.
Staunton Gambit.
Yeah, who said Capablanca doesn't? Actually, I'm not sure this is technically Staunton Gambit, but I'm sure it'll transpose after knight c3. But people say Capablanca, he's not like a dynamic attacking player. Well, let's see.
But what happens after D5? I wonder.
D5.
Just play F3.
Yeah, we could look at that briefly. I believe F3 is the recipe.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Blackmore Dimer Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a transposition almost after pawn takes e4.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting. Anyway, this is like true Staunton Gambit type stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and after c6, right,
Bishop
how many moves in are we? How do I get that?
This is like move 4. This is pretty wild, just because they sacked
Yeah,
us
you're right.
already.
All right, so he took. So it's not really Gambit-y anymore. It's equal material.
Position knight G3.
Yeah, knight g3. Check. Queen e2. So we're gonna get an early endgame. So probably we don't have to guess this move, right? Guess bishop, king, or knight. Who's gonna take? Um, bishop d6, knight f3. So this is all pretty normal stuff. No queen. So probably Corso y Principe. This guy, he's thinking, okay, my young opponent, he's not going to know any endgames. He's so inexperienced. I'll definitely beat him without queens. So he castles. I think this is probably a good place to start.
Yeah, what to do with white?
So generally, when you're playing this game at home, anyone who's watching can follow along and do the same thing as us, guess the moves of the game. What you would want to do is time yourself for each move. So we're just gonna like keep going. We're not gonna do anything really explicitly timing ourselves just because we want to keep it rolling here. But you don't want to spend forever guessing the move. And then you'll guess through the whole game, and then afterwards you'll ask yourself, why did I pick a different move? What's the idea that I can learn from the great player? Anyway, so I'm gonna write my move. I think this is about move 10. Did you count? Do you know if it's move 10?
No, but it's good position.
I think
to
it's
start.
basically, yeah.
It's a new position already. I don't think this. I have no background or retelling of how I should be doing here. Anything. So I'm blind.
I've seen this game, but I'm basically an idiot, so it doesn't matter if I've seen it. It's pretty much like I didn't.
I'm blind right now, and like black has the bishop here, so I'm biased. I'm biased here who's better or not. However, judging by who's playing white, then
probably Capablanca wins the game, right?
yeah, probably he wins the game. But the question is how? How did he manage himself to beat the bishop here? I kind of have.
Here, why don't I get the shot a little more?
Okay, I have an idea though.
Okay.
Of the things I want to do. I just don't know in which particular order he would do them. I'll explain later after we guess our move.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to guess too. Oh, by the way, the way you score yourself in this game is every time you get a move correct, you give yourself +2. Every time you get a move wrong, you give yourself -2.
Oh, I'm
And
always in the minus.
yeah, at first, whoever you're following, whatever great player like Alahin or Capablanca,
It gets
you should
harder.
be very minus
It
in the
gets harder
beginning.
by the minute, right? Like if you try to do this with one of Kasparov's games against Karpov specifically,
You get nothing,
nothing,
right?
nothing. Um,
The first time I saw the Fisher versus Byrne game of the century, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yo, that game is spectacular.
And the first game that he ever played was Spassky. I was like, this game is inscrutable. I just have no idea. But I was also worse at chess back then, and still not like fantastic. But anyway,
But you know what's crazy? I can still understand those better than right now. Like right now, the games that are playing at top level right now, they just
they're pretty wild. That's true.
they go over my head. All right, so I got my move now. I already started putting my plan into execution.
I need to just get a phone charger out. Give me 1 second. I've been doing too much talking, not enough thinking. I'm trying to open up the chat too, so I don't neglect anyone. Okay. Lord Sakujo says, Robert, do you swag for coin flips mate? Well, I didn't fully comprehend that, so if you could explain a little bit more, perhaps I do. Perhaps I do swag for coin flips mate. I'm just not sure exactly what is meant by that.
All right. Once
All
you
right, I'm
get
gonna
your
write
move,
the
once
move.
you get your move, I'm gonna explain my ideas, and then you can explain yours, and then see.
I look like Tybalt's less French brother. That's a Game of Thrones thing, right? Do you know about
Um,
that?
I don't know who Tybalt says,
Yeah, I don't know.
but if you talk about a chess player,
We'll know who they are.
you know who that is.
Tybalt probably doesn't play chess. So,
Mm.
all right, I'm gonna write a move. I am almost confident it's completely wrong, but let's see.
All right. So, what's your idea?
I wanted to play either c3 or king d2, and I spontaneously wrote king d2.
I
However, I
I
think
wrote
c3 is
I
better,
wrote
so
C3.
I'm gonna cross out
So
c3. I mean cross out king d2. I
I
think
wrote
c3 is
I
better.
wrote C3, and my plan is since our opponent or Nikar, I don't know, owner of leeches.
Oh, really? Sounds like a Game of Thrones character.
That's
Wait,
interesting.
so I look like I'm related to the owner of Lichess?
Maybe,
Hmm,
maybe you are, you don't know it. All right. So here's the
that's
thing.
some Matrix stuff right there. Anyway,
Here's the thing. Since we have a light square bishop and our opponent has a dark square bishops, we don't have a dark square ourselves.
yeah, it's
The
gone.
way I play these positions, specifically in the Nimso ending, is by putting all my pawns in dark squares. So there were two moves I really wanted to play. I wanted to play either c3 or knight f1 to play g3 and h4 and start putting all of my pieces in dark squares.
Yeah, that's a good plan. We talked
So
about that like a couple months ago, right?
yeah, so that's my idea here. I want to play through the light squares because I have a light square bishop and try to fight my opponent's dark square bishop. Try to keep the position locked up as long as I can.
I thought about it in a very concrete way.
Oh, I wasn't concrete at all here.
The reasoning is I want to keep my king in the center. I don't want to castle, so I don't want to make a rook move. I don't want to make it, and I want to play a move like king d2. But king d2 doesn't work because of bishop f4. I don't
Yeah,
want to play knight f1 right away because there are some possible good futures with this knight here, like
yeah,
stopping bishop f5.
yeah.
And the c2 pawn is tender, and the d pawn is a little bit vulnerable, so I want to just defend that. That's it.
Yeah, so my idea of like knight f1 was that if bishop f5, knight e3, but then he could put the bishop on g6, and that's a very good diagonal. He doesn't have issues with his bishop anymore. Even though maybe I could play pawn to h4 then.
Hey, so Lord Sakujo is giving us a link to a photo apparently of the person I look like, and he says all you need is a fedora. You know what's funny about that? I have a fedora. and there's a picture of me. There was some book of photos of chess players, and I was included in that. So if you want to see my fedora picture, it's right there. So let's see what Capablanca did. I think it's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
castled.
he just
So
castled.
we were wrong. So
Nice.
um, actually, I want to put something for the viewers where they can see your vote, my vote, and what actually happened. So let me make that happen really quickly using my magical skills. Um,
But that doesn't mean he's not gonna use this plan.
yeah, you're right. It's just that we got the move wrong, and we have to think about why he chose castling, right? All right, where's my notepad? There it is. Notepad is my best friend. Sorry, Luis.
It's all good.
I love Notepad. All right, let me just adjust.
I'm not your best friend.
Hey, Notepad was there first. You can't hate. All right. All right, guys. So in this Notepad that you see in front of you now, I will be um, making everything awesome. Hold on. Let me layer this properly. All right, cool. So in this notepad, we're gonna do the move number. Hold on, let me just check the move number real quick. I'm just gonna go in this really quickly and check move number.
Here.
Move 11. All right, so we guessed move 11. We were exactly on the dot. All right, cool. So it'll be Robert, Luis, Capablanca. I hope you guys can all see that. All right, so mine was C3, Luis was C3, Capablanca was castle. So you guys can follow along like that.
We hold the first L.
Yeah, the first L, but not the last. So stay tuned. All right, these are our failures thus far. Um, okay, and I guess we'll just go ahead and see Black's move. And maybe we'll try to internalize all this a little bit later.
Bishop G4 maybe.
They play Bishop G4,
Okay.
right?
Interesting.
Probably the reason we don't play C3 right away is we might want to play C4. Maybe it's useful somehow. Um, it also could be something concrete, like they're going to play Rook E8. We need to get our king out of the center, and it just matters like that. All right, now we should guess this move.
Oh, right.
Rook B1 is being suggested as the only move. You know, you might not be wrong. Maybe Rook B1 is the move.
I got my move already.
All right, cool. Um,
Yeah, I'm pretty clear as to what I want to do here.
all right, I'm gonna try to decide quickly.
You can take your time. Don't worry.
Well, not that much time. We have to work soon, but I'm gonna keep going with C3. What did you play?
H3. Ask a question to the bishop.
Okay. The reason I didn't want to ask the question is I would like to capture towards the center with the H pawn. So I'm not completely sold on
I
that.
evaluated real quick on it, but then I think I was gonna be able to play G4 immediately, and you can't really stick my pieces like that.
Okay, maybe that's reasonable. I was worried about the E3
Yeah,
square
if they
getting
gave
moved.
up the bishop pair, then I was like,
H3. So Luis pulls into the lead,
let's see.
and I'm
I
still scrubbing it up. But you know what? I fully expect to miss every move that Capablanca plays because.
Me too. He plays different.
All right, so now here, if we get this wrong, we're complete losers.
I think he takes with G pawn.
He takes with the bishop. All right. So you wrote bishop takes, right?
So yeah, I'm +4 now. Well, not weird. I'm +5, but
All right. So that was easy. Bishop takes. All right. So we're getting a couple gimmies. This one, it has to be f takes g3, right? So
but this guy plays such a.
he's doing something that's actually quite natural and common. People think they're gonna beat you by trading pieces. He's taking control of the situation, just making it like too easy for Capablanca.
Yeah, but if you think about it in the bigger picture, what Black did was throw out the window the only trump they had in the position.
The dark square bishop, right?
The bishop pair, right?
Yeah. Specifically that dark one because we had no dark bishop.
Yeah, the dark square bishop. Like he could have easily by far played bishop e6, f7, and g6. Put the light square bishop in a very nice diagonal, and bring the knight out and play rook e8 and have a bishop pair game, right?
It's not that easy because it's closed, I guess. But maybe he thought concretely he's going to double the rooks and get the e3 square.
Yeah, but
But
I don't see it happen. Like I play Rook E1, King
yeah,
F2,
I think there
and
are several good things here for white.
Black. I feel like Black already spoiled
Lord
their position.
Sakujo is suggesting we play bishop e4, which I think is quite in line with their sense of humor. It makes a lot of sense in that light.
Okay, so the idea was that like if you're playing Black and you have a bishop pair, I don't think it's enough to give your bishop pair for double pawns. I don't think it's enough.
No, I think it's almost never enough because we've seen in the last century that
The bishop
pawn
pair is
structure is not
annoying.
what Steinitz thought it was, you know.
Yeah, the bishop pair is annoying, and it's always there. It's always like saying hello to you, and they only trade it if it's good
And
for them.
even one bishop against a knight, it's pretty rough
Yeah,
when there's pawns
so
on both
now
sides.
now I guess the nature of the game is gonna change. It's gonna be a domination game against the knight.
There's not even a majority here where the knight can be like, oh, well, I'm gonna help over here. All right, so let's guess the move this time. Um, all right, I have my move. Do you have your move?
Okay,
All
yeah.
right, let's write them down and then we'll reveal. My move was bishop g4,
I played rook a1.
rook ae1.
Hmm.
Okay, and Capablanca he played rook fe1.
Dude,
So we're both
this.
wrong. But it makes sense. The reason I chose bishop g4 is because I wanted to put a rook on e1.
Yeah, and play something on e6, right?
Uh,
That
Not
was my thought.
exactly.
That was my thought. I thought about bishop g4 too.
Chess Doofus is here and says hello. Hello. Always good to see Chess Doofus. But you know the rook from a1, it might have a good future anywhere else. So,
Yeah, maybe you can create a weakness down the light square pawn change by playing like a4, a5, but maybe.
but you know
Something.
what? You know what else? Um, I didn't appreciate the good placement of the bishop on f3. So my choice was also stupid. I was thinking this is a momentary opportunity. I need to get in bishop g4 before they play f5 and play knight f6 and knight e4. But they can't play c5 because of bishop d5. So
Yeah,
that's a good
so
interference.
there.
f5 is too slow. We'll get rook e7. So
Plus, we can play the other plan too. We could play a4, and the bishop on f3 is just tightly.
yeah.
It's tidy tidy.
All right.
All right,
Let's
rook
write our
a.
move here.
Okay, yeah,
I think I already know my move.
I know my move too.
All right. What's your move?
King f2.
King f2 as well.
Dude,
King f1.
what's up with this guy?
All right. I have a feeling this is just a finesse, but maybe there's a good reason. Um, so what's the difference f2 and f1?
F2 is close into our center.
Lord Sakujo is asking for confirmation from Chess Doofus that I am twins with this not so French dude that we've already mentioned. All right. Anyway, yeah, I get it. We're both white. Just chill. Anyway, so King f2, King f1. What's the difference? I thought f2 would just be better because we control e3. So if we want to like make them take our rook, we could play rook e3 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what
But
I thought
we
too.
anyway have that with rook e2, so maybe it's redundant. Um, what else is going on here? Chess Doofus said I cannot confirm that they are twins. I
King,
actually have a brother who looks somewhat like me, so it's kind of like the spot's taken.
King f2, King f1. I feel like I'm gonna hold that L, but not really.
We don't have a choice. That's just how the game works. We
Yeah,
didn't guess the move, and we'll have to internalize it later on. Maybe there's a subtlety.
yeah.
Anyway, they played f5, so here we go. Um, and now King f2.
Now King f2. Do you imagine?
That'd be so funny. People get it wrong or just like actually scream into the night.
All right,
He said
so
Shorty Castle now. Yeah, absolutely.
Black is putting their pieces on light squares now, right?
Right. So those are long-term targets.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Green maneuvered my bishop, but probably not right
You know what? Capablanca, he's very good at taking the position down. Now all the pawns are on light squares. I know what I think I would do here. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh no. Now I'm confused. After King f1, I'm confused. All right, so okay, I guess I'll play knight there. All right, this one doesn't weaken anything. All right, just shore up. Oh, I see what black's position is trying for. Okay, I see what they want.
I see what they're not going to get after a good move. All right. What do you think? We're not gonna get through more than one game like this. We gotta go a little bit quick,
All
especially
right,
since there's mostly trolling in the chat.
I'm gonna toss in.
I'm gonna.
All right, good. Here, I'm gonna toss in C3.
All right. All right, I got it right this time because this is a dynamic thing, so that's why I get it right.
Yeah.
So Rook takes E8. Obviously, they have to take back. Let's guess the move here because I think you'll easily guess the follow up now that you've seen.
Rook E1.
Yeah, that's my guess. So
Yeah,
that's
because
your guess too.
it's the natural curse of the game.
It is.
Yeah.
They took, and this move is legal. So I think I know what you're gonna write.
Takes E1.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in Luis, as you guys can see,
Yeah.
and I also have a lot of confidence in Capablanca to take back. Even when he was a kid, right?
Yeah.
We take back the pieces that are taken from us. But you'd be shocked how many of our students don't do that, right?
Yeah.
A piece gets taken, they're like, how can I possibly mess this up? And they play King F2.
So I bet this is the same position as like this would be the same position as if the king was on F2. So in hindsight,
It doesn't matter,
it
right?
doesn't matter. Yeah.
But there could have been a subtlety, like if they didn't play F5, maybe Capablanca would not play Rook E1. Anyway, so Black played Knight F6, which is the plan I was kind of concerned about
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. This is what I was thinking about. They're trying to plan to put a knight on E4 because it's our
Right.
weakness. But then, how do you make sure the knight's not really cemented on E4? Or how do you prepare yourself for a future capture on E4? I bet Black felt pretty confident in this moment.
Yeah, he probably felt great. But the end is already like upon us, if you think about it. Because Capablanca, he's just that kind of guy, right? He's always winning from the nice looking position for the opponent. Bishop against knight. I mean, what can you say? If that bishop ever reaches like c8, it's got to be a wrap.
I see what you meant.
What do you mean?
Bishop C8, wrap.
It should be.
But alright.
All right, I wrote my move. Did you write your move?
Okay, I want to play this move. C3.
All right. So c3. Luis is still in love with c3.
No, I'm
King d2.
okay.
Interesting choice. So let's analyze this decision because I thought about king d2, but I didn't choose it.
So I kind of want
We have to consider what happens after knight.
You have to take it because then G3 is gonna.
But do you? Let's not assume, right? I have an idea of why. I didn't think of this because I was thinking I don't want to lose my g pawn, but I think there's actually a very good reason to do such a thing. So I'm gonna write down my best move because I don't want to give up that bishop, right? It's such a good bishop. We don't need to take any L's here.
I don't want to lose the G pawn either. And it's low key.
But hey, it's check. What are we gonna do?
It's low key kind of a majority.
3 against 3? What do you mean?
No, because they're gonna take with.
Oh yeah, then they'll have a majority. But there's one way in which I feel like I understand Capablanca, and it's like when he plays with initiative in the end game. That's something that I do very well, or at least I think so. What's your
I
move?
just don't see. I play bishop take E4.
Okay,
I
so
just,
well, I think I made a mistake.
but I wouldn't be very happy with this move.
All right, I put king e3.
If I play, I thought about king e3.
I think bishop takes e4 is a losing move. Let's see what he does.
Should be. All right. And I guess this is why this book is in the game. Why this game is in the book because pawn sacrifices in the end game are not very famous.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to format this in a nice way.
I see it now. If I calculated one more move, I kind of stopped after knight takes g3. He's gonna play king f4 next. All right.
Yeah, king f4. That's the idea.
Knight takes. Oh,
so he went back to d6.
Didn't take it.
Wise man.
You chicken down. You chicken down.
Right.
Yeah, after the king
Weak.
is
You
squeezing
can't
so.
just play knight f6 to e4 to d6 and call it a day. Doesn't seem right.
He's threatening knight c4, so I know the answer. Wait, hold on, do I?
Yeah, we can't always be like assuming we know. For this game, it's always good to assume you don't know. That's how you expand your mind with this game, in my opinion.
This is the same issue again. Hmm.
All right, what do you think? I'm just gonna check our. Yeah, we're doing good. Actually, I'm just gonna bring back all the moves we made because I don't know. Next time we'll try to format this better.
Okay.
That's kind of messed up here.
I play king f4.
All right, king f4. I played king f4 as well. Let's see what Capablanca did. Bishop e2.
He's just stopping. I thought about bishop e2. I thought about bishop e2, b3, c3, king f4. I thought about all those moves. And I thought that king f4 was going to help me overall because I don't see how you kick me out of your position.
Well, I have an idea for.
But maybe I missed a little something. Like, you can just bring your king around because every time I play king e5, you can play knight c4 check. So he's kind of planning on playing king f4 anyway.
I'm trying to just make everything look good. All right, cool.
All right.
So bishop e2 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think b3 is that sensible because it allows some kind of pawn breaks eventually, some exchange of pawns.
Yeah, then I thought knight b5, and I thought a4, knight back to b6, and my queen side is what weakening. So it's better to keep the pawn
And
sides
also
closed.
at this stage, doubled pawns can be really bad.
Yeah, and we already
So,
have a pair of double pawns.
but if they play knight c4, we can give them double pawns,
Oh
and it's a very
yeah,
weak double pawn.
that's a lot of fun there
Yeah, I
because we
agree.
get a pass pawn immediately.
So
We
this is
play,
maybe even more
yeah,
aggressive.
we play b3, and that's like almost a pass pawn.
This could also maybe be foreshadowing of queenside play, even though there's no majority.
No, because like if he plays knight c4, he's gonna lose the pawn on c4.
Yeah, eventually,
We're gonna play king d2,
or
king
immediately.
c3, b3.
They'll
Yeah,
play like b5, a4, something like that. I don't know.
yeah. Then,
They just won't make it in time. Anyway, so they play king f7.
now
So.
this is different because like before, if we play king f4, king e5, they had knight c4. Now they don't have it.
Yeah, that's true.
So now we have to calculate something else. Like what happens if this? All right, see my move.
I'm not sure if I see my move.
This one requires concrete calculation already.
I'm not sure.
It's a complicated position
I have a
actually.
couple ideas. Yeah, like just some issues for me.
I see what might be your issue though.
All right, let me get some move and then we'll see.
Okay.
I don't want to get biased anyway. Okay.
Is your issue king f4, king f6, h6?
No. My issue is that I see a variety of ways to proceed on the queen side, but I don't know which ones are good.
Oh, you want to get in the dash squares of the queen side?
Kinda, yeah. Because king f4, I can already see it's useless. Like king, I mean maybe it's not useless, but We would have played king f4 last move if it was that good.
True.
For example, after king f4, what if they play knight e4 now?
No, should be. You have to play h4. It's kind of forced.
But that's bad. We shouldn't do that. Then I'll play like maybe knight f6. I know it's a lot of dancing, but it seems that's where there's room for complication, right? With king f4.
Then I can play h5.
Okay, sure, we might be able to get away with it, but that's where there's room for complication. If we
Yeah,
want to like easy win, I picked a4.
a4.
I think
And
since my pieces are almost maximally improved, I want to improve my pawns. But I don't know if my king is at the maximum improvement. I think the king is more vulnerable on f4, and it's less flexible because from f4 I can't get to the queen side.
yeah,
So what was your move?
king f4.
Put king f4. So after king f4,
But you might be
king
onto
f6.
something. You might be onto something. This is the line I was
This
looking
is
at.
very committal. I'm not really sold on this. I think here I know what should be played, but it doesn't mean that it's the best thing. I don't know. Like
Probably. Wait, maybe I'm changing my mind now. Maybe I need to get at the fact that this pawn is on the light square. Alright, I know I move.
so in a lot of positions, knight outpost square knight neutralizes bishop, but since this isn't the middle game, it seems like it should be possible to exploit the bishop, right? But I don't think the exploitation is by hammering f5 because that's a moving target. It doesn't look like it's a moving target, but you kind of alluded to it a second ago. There's some h6 stuff coming
Yeah,
up.
that's why I wanna fix the pawn on f5. That's why I wanna play h4, h5.
But you said yourself there's probably some h6, right? After that, h5, it should kind of clamp everything.
Yeah.
But it also interferes with the bishop, so I'm
So
not
right now,
completely sold. I think I
true,
know what has to be played here, though,
true,
nevertheless.
it does, but I feel like if you don't play h4, then why do you play king f4?
I agree, and that's why I wrote down h4.
Yeah,
I'm ready
h4.
to be wrong, though.
Me too.
All right,
But
let's see.
I'm just saying that that's the conclusive
It's
thought,
the logical,
logical follow up
yeah.
here.
It was h4, so we're doing good. And black played g6. I thought they would maybe
Good.
play
No,
h6, but then h5 is the obvious
no,
way to continue. This is
here's
good.
the deal. Here's my deal. We got a weakness. We can get rid of it now
Yeah, that's right.
and leave them with the weakness.
Absolutely. So
This is.
I'll just think about if the timing is good, and I will not tell you what I think until the right time. Let's see.
I see what you mean about the timing, though. It's just I feel like if I play another move, let me think. Oh, I got that move. It's all about that foreshadow. Robert said a long, long time ago. Back in my day, I need the bishop. I need the bishop on c8.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if this is gonna work, but I probably have the same move as you. Did you write
g4,
g4?
g4.
All right, I wrote g4.
No, because if you kind of wait, you play bishop d3 to wait, then
G4 was played. Now
yeah,
g4, you're not gonna get your bishop on c8 from g4,
no,
but you might secure an eventual future like that.
no, and then like if you think about it, in the long run, with the move g4, you get rid of one of your
Double
worst
pawns,
parts.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's always good.
it's such a Capablanca move. Like I would say that.
What convinced me to write g4 on my paper is that you don't have to take on f5. If you ever had to take on f5, that would be not so good because the knight will get improved.
Oh, but
I mean, maybe.
I have better things to do now, right? I thought I was gonna take on f5 immediately,
I don't think that's good. It
but
activates black
now
unnecessarily.
after h6,
There might be some better
I
options.
changed my mind. All right, I'm gonna get my move.
At any rate, all those pawns are on light squares, so we'll see
Yeah,
what they
you
can do
gotta
about
fix them
that.
on light squares. It's it's funny
How the world goes around.
yeah,
All right.
like right
Did you
about
write g5?
yeah,
I also wrote g5.
yeah, g5 is my move.
Oh,
It's funny how like
I'm gonna just move the header.
once you see your opponent's like it's something funny. Like I don't see it beforehand, but once my opponent make a move, I still get the same move. You know what I mean? Like I don't see it from far ahead.
See, you're lucky. I see it from far ahead, and it makes no difference. I just
Mm,
waste my time to see it from far ahead.
no, I just thought G4 was the move to be played because it seems
Right, you play G5.
very good.
I can almost predict black's move and white's move now.
Yeah.
There's only like one move here.
Yeah, H takes. I hope.
If it's not H takes G5, it goes against
Imagine
like
he
every
play,
opening. I mean,
he,
every endgame principle you ever learned. So,
imagine he plays King
see,
G3.
I'm blessed by these moves. I
Yeah.
would not guess anything if it weren't for the fact that there are recaptures. Right now, he played the king move, the obvious king move. I think it's obvious what should be done here too,
Yeah.
but I don't want to jump the gun.
All right, I played my move. So far, I feel like now it's more natural for me. Or it's I'm feeling like very tempted to play something else, but I gotta keep it simple. Just fix that person in light squares. Just do that, please.
All right. They say lightning doesn't strike twice in one
But
place.
but it does.
I believe it
It
does.
does in the chessboard.
All right, so your move is
G4.
G4. Mine's G4.
Ah,
Capablanca's is
Capablanca
G4. All right,
G4.
cool.
All right, good.
Thank goodness.
Look at us
Uh,
playing.
With the pawn moves, I can get Capablanca's
Yeah.
moves, but when he's positioning his pieces, it's just like I'm suffering a little bit, maybe. All right,
Yeah, that king F1 move. It's annoying.
all right. So G4, and they took, and we know what to do. Maybe.
Maybe. Hold on.
I think I know what to do,
I
but
think it's more flexible with the way I'm thinking about it.
we'll see. We'll see.
I'm calculating. That's weird. When
Doing
Luis
this.
calculates, actually, he can't do what I thought he was gonna do. So go figure. Um, yeah, I got it. Um, but some calculation was required
All right.
to
Did you choose bishop or king?
bishop.
All right. So I chose bishop takes G4 as well.
Yeah, because king is actually more flexible in F4.
Bishop D3.
Yo,
So
he
we got
did.
it wrong.
Yo, he did this. He just
Dabbed on us.
dabbed on us. But then what happens if?
What happens if the hater dabs on you back? So it looks like. So here I thought, okay, this G pawn's a goner anyway. That's why I missed it because I didn't take this opportunity to position the bishop better. I kind of called it, right? I was like, I don't know what to do with my pieces the way that Capablanca does. I
Yeah,
only know the pawn
I
breaks
was
well.
I was fixed on the
You
yeah,
thought
but
knight f5 would be a problem, or because I think it's not a problem.
it's not a problem though. You just
Right.
leave the knight there. Just play c3. All right, so knight f5. I got my love. We messed up on bishop. Oh, you're calculating the tempos?
I'm just checking my options because now it's a calculation thing. So all right,
I play c3.
all right. So Luis played c3. I took on g4. Capablanca took on g4. King takes g4. Looks like it's maybe winning material. I mean, they can't take on d4, so this should be a pretty good choice. You know, I can at least play c3 next move. So, why did you choose c3 instead of king g4?
Just defending because the fate of the g pawn was already there.
Sealed?
Yeah.
It's not that sealed though. Like,
No,
what
here
if you play c3? What if they play g3?
yeah, c3, g3, bishop f5, king g5, then king
Wait, what do you
e6,
mean
king
king
f4.
g5? What are you talking about?
I mean, my king g3, my bad.
Oh, okay. And then they'll play king f7.
King f7, king f3 to be precise.
Okay.
And whenever they play king g6, I play king f4.
All right, king g7 then. I mean, I can move the pawns too, but let's say I play king g7. We can both play that game, right?
True.
That's why I didn't like it. That's why I took this pawn.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah, because it's only a pawn trade, right? They take on d4, it's only a pawn
They took on d4. I'm gonna write my move.
trade. And now you have a pass pawn who doesn't.
I'm almost certain of what you played and what he played.
Bishop takes d6.
See, I can spot Capablanca's captures when there's a free piece. That's how you know you're on the same level. You can spot their free captures. All right.
I feel like probably we would be able to dominate this knight if we get the bishop to e2.
What do you mean the knight would take on e2?
No, my bad.
A
Only
g4?
d1, yeah. Bishop g4 would dominate the knight. Matter of fact, it has only one square. Well, two if you count c6, but
If you had one shot,
it
a
feels.
single square to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment.
Did you capture or let it slip? All right,
Yo,
his pawns are sweaty. He's all
is we
angry.
gone spaghetti? Is vomit on
I feel
spaghetti
like we could
already?
play bishop f5.
Hey, don't tell me. I mean, maybe you can, but we have to guess the move first, and then we'll see. Then we can talk. We don't have a lot of time left, though, so
All
maybe we
right,
should go a little fast
then
for this
it's
part. This is like the most critical stage where I don't want to go fast, but I think I wrote bishop f5.
I roll bishop f5 too.
All right, let me move the header a little bit. All right.
And the idea is Bernstein's idea. Pass pawn must be pushed.
Yee. Sorry, I'm showing my ineptitude on stream, no less. We play king h5. I thought this was a little inflexible,
Me
but I guess he
too.
wants to just put his king on h7, and there's no way to stop that. All right, so 86. I think I got it. So,
Yeah,
what did you write?
king h6.
King h6 is what was played. King f8. Okay.
I feel like black is going completely wrong right here.
I feel it too. It's definitely like something's not right in the world for black. All right, I wrote my move.
Bishop f5.
Bishop f5. I thought bishop h7 was good because it keeps the king from getting to g8 or whatever.
Yeah, but like
Bishop f8
I see
switches to
what
attacking the
Capablanca
queen
wants
side,
to do.
maybe.
I see what he wants to do. He wants to do the I'm coming from over here, but not really.
Just to intimidate them.
Yeah, now the knight has been dominated. The game is lost.
Yeah.
Knight g7 is such a bad move, dude.
I think maybe it's a forced move. I'm not sure.
It's terrible. All
If
right.
it is, it's pretty
I'm
sad.
writing my move down.
I wrote my move.
Bishop d7.
I chose c8.
Oh.
He chose c8 too.
Still dominated, true.
Yeah.
With a threat.
All right, so he played b6. I think I know my move here.
I don't know my move here actually. All right, I think I got it. All right, blockade. Play this move. All right, I got my move.
All right, I wrote g6.
I wrote a4.
G6 it was. I just want to get closer to promotion. Like, I can make pawn moves later. Other pawn moves. This one's not a pawn.
True.
This is a very good piece.
True, true.
All right, so d4. All right, I think I know my move. Your move?
b3.
b3. Difference with a4 and b3.
You could get c4. If you play a4,
Does it matter though? Because I'll just force you to play
I
d3 and I'll take it all.
I
Ah,
already
there's a very interesting line that I missed. So if I allow c4, bishop a6, D3, pawn takes
D3.
D3, and C3.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. It's not C3.
Pawn takes D3. Pawn takes
Bishop
D3.
takes D3. So, actually, I don't see it. I think they're probably just both good moves. I don't know. We don't have a lot of time to analyze, so I'm just gonna.
He's gonna do the same thing anyway.
So he did King G8.
Yeah, he's gonna do the same thing nevertheless. He's gonna play your move now. So it's
I think so. So I'm gonna keep sticking with it.
A4. These are things you have to
Three
do.
dominating four is pretty interesting. But it's because they're
Actually,
B7 passive.
actually, I learned this from Capablanca.
Oh yeah.
These
Where did you learn it from? Like
um
just seeing his games? Or?
chess 24. Yeah, Finalopedia. They call it endgame studies. They call it Finalopedia. You know, because endgame is final
Mm-hmm.
in Spanish. And here, I suppose there's just a song on the light squares.
I think so. I wrote. What did you write?
HG4.
G4 was played, and this is basically preparing our next move, which I will not speak out loud. Well, maybe not our next move, but we'll see.
He's running out of moves.
All right, I wrote my move. What's your move?
Bishop E2.
King E7. Knight F6 is a non-threat because we'll promote the G pawn.
Oh, you just play King H8 and Bishop.
Yeah. If Knight F6, King H8, Knight takes G4, G7 check, and G8 queen. So
Gets queen.
I believe in my queen. So next they play Knight G7. So let's show it to him. Yeah. I wrote mine.
King H8, 6-1. Now you need to give up a pawn.
I'm confident he played. Oh man, he played King H6. I
Why
thought he
is
would
he
play
doing
King
this?
H8.
Is he playing?
They're just both Sukswang maybe.
He has
Actually,
to go
why?
back to E8.
That's weird. Actually, why?
In the previous position, he couldn't go back to E8.
Hold on, I'm going back now. So this position has happened. So why is he repeating? That's annoying. All right, so he went back to E8, and then he played Bishop E2. That's annoying. I mean, we couldn't guess that Capablanca would repeat the position, so everyone will get that
I play
wrong.
Bishop E2 in this position. Right?
Yeah, you played Bishop E. No, you played Bishop E. Yeah, you played Bishop E2 here.
Yeah, with a King on H6.
Then you played Knight G7. Bishop C4.
Go figure. I thought he was going to play Bishop D5.
Then you played King G5.
Okay, so let's see what he's trying to do.
People are showing up, so that's why I'm kind of
Yeah,
going
let's see.
fast. So King G5. Let's not criticize. So King F5. He comes over here and it's like, you know what? I think it's not winning enough to make a queen. Take all these. It seems a little bit unnecessary. But hey, if it
I
wins
thought
the
King
game.
H8. I thought King H8 was a Suswan.
I thought King H8 was Suksong too. Maybe this is a move counting that we didn't do. Let's go back.
Just go back to E8.
On here, right?
Yeah, but like King H8.
Can't move the king. Can't move the knight.
Gotta move the knight, right? But if you move the knight, I play Bishop D7, right?
Um, yeah, I was thinking something like this.
Bishop D7. Bishop back to C6.
Actually, they have Knight H5 still, so maybe it's not really winning. Like
We don't have a way to control that square in this
you were
square.
thinking C6, right? Yeah, I think maybe there was just not a exact win there. So that's why. But why does it? Why did he play then King H7?
He probably saw it.
Maybe he was just testing his opponent to see if he would play Knight F6.
No, he probably saw it. After he played King H7, he probably had the same thought. It's a Sukswang, and then he saw it Knight H5, and he said,
I don't know.
okay.
He was like too good, even at this time. So
He probably missed it.
I feel like he wanted to see if his opponent would do this.
And he could play like this.
And when he didn't take the bait and played Knight G7, he switched his plan.
Okay.
I mean, there's no cost, right? It's
So
the
he
same
put the
position.
bishop on D3, just shore up the bishop, and move the king to the king side. That makes sense.
To take these pawns, right?
Yeah. And then open the king side.
Yeah, I wish we had more time to wrap this up, but it took us a little while to to get lunch.
No, it's a good game.
Yeah, I like this game a lot, and maybe we could do this a couple times because
Mm, yeah.
I've heard from people who like this technique that um, the best way to do it is where you get like 100 games, and you do all 100 of the games like this. And at least one mutual friend of ours told me that around like 42 or 43 games, he started guessing all the moves of Alakin with this. Like before, his score was completely negative, really bad. Like our score is probably negative here.
No, I think we were the plus.
Maybe on zero. I don't know.
No, I think there was a part of the game where it was very coherent, just because it was Capablanca, and we got a lot of
Really? Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
towards
them.
the end we got a lot of them. You're right. So we probably have like a small plus, but still, I'm sure we could like improve that score by seeing like 100 games. So I'm not saying we're going to do 100 streams of just Capablanca games, but I'd like to do a couple more like this if you're
Yeah,
interested
yeah,
in this.
this is good.
Yeah, and we could analyze some more of the modern games too.
Right.
But anyway, now's the time for us to roll. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hey, if anything, these are chess kings and queens pants.
Yeah, come get them.
You can come by
Click
about
and subscribe for Kings and Queens Path.